Today on the net, Syrian activists using humour and satire to challenge the regime. Online reactions to the death of 2 journalists killed in Homs. And Vladimir Putin supporters capitalise on the web in the run-up to Russia's presidential election. The Syrian government's ruthless and deadly crackdown continues, and yet despite the extremely tense situation, determination to force Bashar al-Assad from power remains undented. Because although there's nothing funny about what's been happening in Syria over the past year, activists have been using humour and satire to challenge the authorities. Activists like the team behind this tongue-in-cheek video made in the province of Idlib in northwestern Syria. The actors are openly mocking the regime's accusations that the United States and Israel are now supplying the Free Syrian Army with weapons, equipment they claim to be the height of modernity, but which actually turns out to be donkeys, pitchforks and shovels. This is not the only satirical video doing the rounds on the local web. Far from it. This other clip, for example, became hugely popular when the observers from the Arab League mission were still present in Syria. The comedians play out a scene in which regime forces massacre civilians as observers look on, holding wads of money, saying the situation is under control and there's nothing to worry about in Syria. And this type of satire is also highly prevalent on social networks, and Facebook in particular. The creator of this group, for example, is denouncing the repression in Homs with this page, which provides satirical coverage of events in the hotbed of anti-government opposition from the point of view of a tank maintenance facility. The fictitious establishment is urging the regime to leave armoured vehicles in the city, for example, as withdrawing them would be bad for business. And Homs has been at the centre of much online discussion following Wednesday's announcement that American journalist Marie Colvin and French photographer Remy Ochlik had been killed in the western Syrian city. The news has sparked strong response from the online community. Tributes have been pouring in for the 2 journalists who died in a shelling attack on this city, the epicentre of the Syrian revolution. Many web users have emphasised the dangers involved in war reporting and hailed the journalists for their unwavering will and determination in keeping the world informed on events in Syria for what has almost been 1 year now. In this campaign clip, posted online by supporters of Vladimir Putin, a psychologist advises a young woman, if it's your first time, then do it for love. The somewhat suggestive video is aimed at young first-time voters in the run-up to the presidential election on the 4th of March. The current Prime Minister is a favourite, despite a recent drop in popularity. And this is not the first time his supporters have used pretty ladies to promote his candidacy, even if it incurs the wrath of Russia's feminist groups. One group of activists made this video last summer, encouraging women to demonstrate their support for Vladimir Putin by taking their clothes off. The opposition has little or no access to the traditional outlets, and so the web has become its preferred media. And it's with this in mind that Putin supporters are now trying to win over the online community, with this site, for example, which presents itself as a social network for Putin supporters. Members are asked to display photos of themselves to demonstrate their loyalty to the Russian strongman. Emails released by the hacker group Anonymous appear to show pro-Kremlin groups have been paying web users for campaigning on behalf of Russia's powers that be. According to these documents, bloggers can receive sums of up to 600,000 rubles, that's over 15,000 euros, for leaving comments under negative coverage of Vladimir Putin. It's a first in the art world. The website artprice.com is organising online auctions for artworks. The site works in a similar way to the well-known eBay website and is competing with traditional auction houses like Sotheby's or Christie's. Bidding can go on for several days and the buyers remain anonymous. Artprice has only been active since January but is planning to have a major impact on this very exclusive market, with over 40,000 items up for sale in the coming months. This video is called Inception Park. It was made by Fernando Loveschitz, who decided to turn the city of Buenos Aires into a theme park. He's incorporated roller coasters and other white-knuckle rides into the streets of the Argentine capital without their habitual surrounding structures. And the result is very pleasing on the eye.
I don't know if you're in my way, but I'll take you along.